welcome to BSF Recovery Team. Recently, we were down at Trollhagen Ski Area for a small club off-road event. And guess what we came across when we were out on the trails?
Yeah. You know what? What's up?
I'm effed.
You're effed?
My radius arms?
Yeah?
The bottom bolts broke out, so the whole thing shifted forward. So I'm going to pull my drive shaft off.
Okay.
So as I'm connected, I have rear wheel drive so I can help out. If you just want to pull me out, I'll be happy.
All right, we can do that.
You don't mind, do you?
No, I don't mind at all.
That's cool.
No problem. All right.
While he was taking the front drive shaft off and getting it ready to tow out of the woods, we took a look at the damage. We noticed the whole front axle was rotated, binding up on the steering. It looked like the left side radius arm had broken one of the large bolts between the radius arm and the attaching seat to the front axle. This in itself would make it very risky to try and drive out of the rough trails back to camp. But when we went over to the passenger side, we also noticed some other damage.
So, I've got a radius arm and I got bolts back at home.
Yeah?
On the passenger side, it broke a couple of the bolts holding the seat together around the axle. Well, with that kind of damage, I think he classified for 2 out of the 3. He's broke and he's effed. It's time to get hooked. From here, even the easy trail back to camp was all uphill and a lot of loose sand, so we continued to let him take the front drive shaft off in case we needed a little rear wheel assistance from him on the way back to camp. Mara, seat cover, had a sprained shoulder, decided to sit this weekend out, but we still had plenty of help from baby seat cover. And my 2 older sons, who were back home visiting for the weekend, along with a couple of old high school buddies, were more than happy to come down and help out for the weekend.
Sit down.
I was gonna edit some of this next footage out, but you know, kids do some pretty cute stuff and have quite an imagination, especially when you aren't looking.
Stop coding! You're coding! Code to me! Today's show is jogging. Yeah. Today is right here. Today is jogging. Today is jogging. Yeah. And my dad is here. And my brother's here. And the dog kid. So, you can't call. Oh. Daddy, so what do you name?
What do you think? Maybe a new narrator for the show? That'll take a lot of time and work. For now, you're stuck with me. With the front axle busted out on the radius arms like it was, we had to put the chains and the J-hooks all the way back onto the frame and then underneath the front axle to hold it up while we towed it out of the woods. Once we got that all hooked up and it looked like everything would hold for the long trip out of the woods, we were ready to go.
Yeah, no, because anytime the front end of the thing, I mean, it's, when you're on rubber frame, just a little bit up there, you can't go, yeah, higher road, you can go home. But out here, otherwise I'd be stopping every 10 feet. That's fine. No problem.
Like I said earlier, the trail back to camp was a long uphill run through some soft sand. And because we'd actually be traveling that trail backwards against traffic, I sent another club member in a Bronco to go clear the trail.
This one, you can actually, if you take and wipe off the hood, clamp it down. Yeah, set it down, push the center down, put the clamp over, adjust it.
That turns it on?
That's on.
That's recording?
And it's recording.
I also had my son Alex set up one of the cameras on the hood of the Rubicon because he was going to follow us all the way out of the woods. The turn to get onto the trail going backwards was a little sharp, but once we got straightened out, I throttled up a little bit because I wanted speed and momentum to be my friend, and I was just praying that we didn't have to stop in the middle of the long climb on the way out.
Dad, you don't have the lights on, Dad.
Oh, you want me to turn the lights on?
Yeah.
Oops, that's the wrong ones. Turn them on?
Yeah.
And them on. That's what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex had a little bit of a tough time keeping up with me in the wrecker, being a little green to driving the Rubicon and not very familiar with the trails. But I certainly wasn't going to stop to let him catch up. I know on camera it doesn't look like we're going very fast, but believe me, on trails this rough with the stiff suspension of the wrecker, uphill at 10 to 15 miles an hour is plenty fast.
I remember the bypass not being this rough. Yeah. And what
was a few times where we had to slow down a little bit for a corner, and so we didn't bounce off a tree. But luckily, we didn't have to stop in the middle of our long climb out of the woods. And soon we were at the top and on the private road back to the campground. Once we're on the private road, it's a pretty easy tow back to camp. But we still take it easy because both the wrecker and the rigs we're towing aren't really built for speed.
Big hill, and look at what we got behind us. Can we play in the pit? Yep. That's where I'm gonna go. Where do you want to put it? Okay.
We brought him all the way back and set him down by his trailer because he was hoping to fix the truck that night if he could scrounge up the right parts. We found out that part of the reason why he wanted to get it fixed right away because it wasn't his truck. He had borrowed it for the weekend.
No problem.
Because it wasn't his truck, I thought it'd be pretty funny if I gave him one of the hooked by BSF Recovery Team stickers and had him put it on the truck somewhere and see how long it took the owner to actually notice. And then, of course, he'd have to tell him the story on how he broke the truck and had to get recovered by the BSF Recovery Team.
Well then, if it's not your truck, you gotta stick one of these on there.
What is that?
And see how long, it's my last one, see how long it takes him to notice. No, I'm fine.
Thanks again, I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Thanks for watching BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, keep watching, and maybe we'll see you in the woods.
There's the high and lows from open pit